Entertaining. Cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Female Filmmakers Fuse with Alexa Poehler and Robin Pabello, only on LA Talk Radio.
Thank you for joining in. This is Female Filmmakers Fuse. I'm your host, Alexa Poehler, with
Robin Pabello. Happy Easter.
Yeah, for those who celebrate, it's a happy Easter to you, and a gorgeous Sunday outside. And
white fluffy clouds, my kind of day. It's gorgeous.
Let's get this started. To call in, the number is 818-602-4929, 818-602-4929. Our special guest today, we're doing something slightly different.
Well, it's adventurous, actually.
It is adventurous.
If you really think about this, because technology is wonderful.
Yes, and LA traffic sucks. So,
it's,
Rosie.
It's better than some places, though.
Right. Hey, Rosie, are you on the line?
I'm here. Oh my God, guys, I'm driving past the car that's on fire.
When in LA.
Okay, so I'm late to the studio. Some of you guys may know. Both of you obviously know.
Right.
Because a car caught on fire. I just drove by it. It's a Porsche, and it's completely charred.
Is it okay? So tell us where you are, since this is like live news coming from Female Filmmakers Fuse.
Live on the 405 North. So I'm on the 405. I just passed the accident, so I'll be there probably in another 15 minutes or so. But until then, I'm on the phone with you guys now, so we can get this started and start talking about some cool stuff until I get there and see your beautiful faces in person.
Same. Okay, let's I want to just recap. So this is the second time we have you as our guest. The first time we had you on was a co-host, and then we had it was insane because while you were our co-host, I think you received a lot of calls being the co-host. So we're like, screw this, you're coming back as our guest. And you were just way
I felt
too
bad because all the calls came in, and I was like, this isn't my show, but I feel bad for like the lady who.
It's all it's all good. And then you came on the show as a guest, and it was really super fun. And then something interesting happened after that, where we talked about your Instagram, people following it, all that, and then you got hacked.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I didn't get hacked. I got banned from Instagram.
Oh, is that what it was?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Back
it wasn't
up.
a hack thing. Yeah.
So exactly what and how?
Why did they ban you?
What requirements did you not follow?
Wild. So my Instagram, mainly at that time, was screenshots of people who slide into my DMs or are creepy in the comments and stuff, and ask me weird stuff, and basically me trolling them back, making them wish they never DM'd me. Or with my friends, I'll help my friends out with their DMs because they're like, Rosie, help me. What do I say? This guy's being so weird. So I post screenshots of stuff like that and a lot of interactions with scammers and stuff like that. And it got reported a bunch of times, I guess. I don't know if it's by the people who I was messing with, if a couple of people that tried to get away with scams reported it, but apparently the account went against the TOS, the terms of service on Instagram, and it just overnight, out of nowhere, it just disappeared, my entire account. And this was when it was called Receipts, which I'm sure you guys remember.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
So I would post the receipts and RO for Rosie. So clever. So that's when it was Receipts, and one day it just disappeared. And when that happened, I got logged out of every other account that I was logged into on Instagram. So it not only banned my account, but it banned my entire device.
Dang.
My phone cannot, still to this day, I cannot log into Instagram with my main phone. I have to use an old iPhone 6 that connected to Wi-Fi. So I'm walking around with two phones because I can't really afford yet to get a new iPhone. So I'm walking around with two phones right now. It's crazy. So that's why I'm not really posting on Instagram as much as I used to, because I have to use an entirely different device. But in a couple weeks, I'll probably be able to buy
Wow.
A new phone. So long story short, I got banned on Instagram and had to start all over again. But I'm glad I did, because everything kind of happens for a reason, and it's the account's doing much better than the old one. So I'm not too sad anymore.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when you made that announcement, and I was like, oh no. I was like so bummed, because I wouldn't stop talking about it and telling other people to please follow and check it out, because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And anyone that I talked to, even my mom, she looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, you have to check this, you got to check it out. Like, it's pretty funny. She's doing this, and my mom looks at me like, what? And I'm like, never mind, just follow it. So it bummed me out. But then when I saw that you came back, I was super excited. And then the other thing is, I got to mention, so we post our podcast on our YouTube page. And I don't know what happened, and I feel like you do, obviously. But all of a sudden, I started getting all these messages because we run the accounts and whatnot, and we were getting all these crazy not bad messages. I'm just saying, like, it was just an overabundance.
Like a crazy amount.
Yes, and I was like, what exactly is happening? So I got onto what's it called, the YouTube, and I saw that particular podcast on our YouTube had spiked with how many people were viewing it, and then commenting on it, and I was just like, what is going on? So just real quick, anyone that's listening right now, you're also able to go onto the LA Talk Radio Facebook page and watch the live stream of this show right now. And you'll probably watch when Rosie walks in. We're on live stream right now.
Gonna sit like
on LA Talk Radio Facebook page. But anyhow, so yeah, what happened? Because the other thing is too that I follow you. It's super entertaining. I love what you do, and we're gonna get more into that when you're in the studio. And all of a sudden, I started seeing that other main social media sites were also sharing your videos. And it was kind of like, I don't know what sites they were, but they were like, look, it's scammer voiceover actress does this, da da da. And I was like, what is this? This is awesome. And then, so pretty much you're going viral to a whole different level. What has transpired? Yeah. Congratulations on that. What transpired for that to happen?
So it kind of just literally happened accidentally, and overnight. I mean, everyone tells you, like, it happens overnight, blah, blah. I mean, it took like 15 years to get to that night. So it's not really overnight, but, the hard work beforehand. But so I started a YouTube channel a while back just because I was making, like, funny skits or whatever, and I never really did anything with it. And, we're in a couple of Alexa and I are in a couple of Facebook groups together where we share a bunch of funny stuff. And, I would tape some of my scam calls and whatever, my trolling of the scammers and whatever. And I made like a little video, and a couple people were like, oh, like, I want to see the video too, blah, blah, blah. So not everyone has Facebook. So I edited a video just to put on YouTube so that it would be easier to share, just to send with like friends and stuff like that, not to like start a YouTube channel, like, in that degree. Right. And I guess it got shared on Reddit like a month ago.
That's what it was,
the video I did. Somehow it got shared on Reddit, and I had a bunch of people texting me like late at night, like, you're viral on Reddit. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't really use Reddit. So, like, I've been on there a couple times because there's fun, like, cat videos and stuff. Y'all know me with the cat videos. Like, but, so I all of a sudden blew up on Reddit, and then I noticed like a big spike in my channel subscribers, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And so it just literally, it started with a Reddit thing, and then everything just kind of exploded, and I was like, crap, I need to upload some more of these videos because people are not subscribing. I was like, and I do a lot of these, and I have a lot of them like laying around or whatever just for fun. And so I edited a couple more, and then I was like, oh, like I'll see if I can give them what they want, and do some more voice impressions and blah blah blah. And so I started kind of just incorporating what my subscribers have fun watching with the calls that I make, now and going forward. I just kind of like to involve them and what they like to see, and mixed with what I like to do and hopefully what I'm good at. And it just kind of exploded, and everyone makes fun of me. They're like, why does this editing look like it was done in 2009 or something? Or like, her video quality is terrible. I'm like, y'all, this was an accident. Like, I didn't think this was going to happen. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I use iMovie to, like, edit my videos. It's, like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that's kind of
it's okay.
part of what makes it fun,
exactly.
and fun and real. It's just, like, that's who I am. I'm not, like, super techie with anything. I make my YouTube thumbnails on my Instagram stories. Like, I use Instagram stories to design my thumbnails. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's cool though. I was going to ask because your thumbnails on them are pretty, they look legit. So I was just like, all right, good, go get them, Rosie.
Oh,
it was just like,
well, that's good. Looks like maybe I hired somebody, or like I'm kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I thought it was. I thought, like, damn, Rosie, you blew up. Like, who's on your team? Because this is amazing. Like, I'm telling you, and that's what I think I contacted you right away, and I was like, congratulations, like, and thank you, because you're all of a sudden getting people to subscribe to us because of that one podcast.
Yes.
It was insane. I couldn't believe it. It was like you said, it was in the middle of the night. So people seem to watch you at night, which sounded weird. I didn't mean for that to sound weird.
That's where people live all over the world. It's like,
that's what it is.
That's for people. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I just remember because my phone's on my nightstand, and it would just go brung, 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 and I was like, what is this? What's going on? And I looked, and it was that podcast video that we had on our YouTube, and it just spiked. I think we have over 6,000 views, I think. Last time I looked, I thought that's great. What it was. And I was like shocked. I was like, whoa. And then the comments, it was just like, this is amazing, and that's why I contacted you. And I was like, Rosie, I think we need you to, come back because something's going on.
Thank you for having me.
Before you get too famous and be like, who are you? Like,
I was going to say, no.
I would never.
She's too grounded.
I would never.
Yeah, no.
Y'all, I'm 1 minute away. It looks like, as long as I have the right address. Haha, Lynn's happy, son. I'm like, actually, I'm never going to be there. I'm at the light on Woodman. So
okay, cool.
Let's see if we can get this in person soon. But
this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm so glad to hang out with you guys today. There's so much to talk about.
So much.
There's a lot that I'm excited about.
Yes.
How's your Easter going? Did y'all do anything?
Robin and I, so Robin does this thing.
So every time I have a day off or I have extra time in the morning, which I make time, I take my puppy Samba to Dog Beach, and for the first hour, walk around, pick up trash, and then on the return, it's kind of like, oh, you're walking on a clean beach. So that's kind of what.
That's nice. I love that.
Thank you. I love it too. My dog is super used to it. She's like, okay, are we going to run? And so I make it up by we run for like 2 hours afterwards, and then I'm dead, and she's happy. So that works.
So that's basically what we did this morning. Robin said, hey, be ready by 6:50 in the morning, and we're going to go to the dog beach if you want to go. So I took my dog, and she showed me what she did. And she's like, we have an hour because we have to do the podcast. So we did that. Thank you, Robin, for not making me run. But we
I'm the same.
Right. So we did a half hour of picking up trash, and
actually it was an hour.
It was an hour?
It was
okay.
an hour.
Ooh, that feels good. That feels better.
If I don't tell you what the time is, you're like, oh God. And I'm like,
there was a lot of trash though. 3 bags of trash.
Yes, there was a ton of trash. It wasn't so bad because it was high tide, so you didn't really see as much. The day before that I went yesterday, it was low tide, and it was crazy amounts of just a ton of trash. But it's fine.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if we lose you in the elevator, no worries.
We know you're on your way out.
But if we lose you in the elevator, no worries.
The parking garage.
Yes.
This is
the door is cracked open, by the by.
Rosie is literally coming in
to the building.
To the building. Rosie's in the building.
Fun. It's weirdly exciting.
I was gonna say the anticipation of it's like, ta-da!
Okay, I'm getting in the elevator, so keep talking about the beach.
Okay,
so pick up plastic, and I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds.
Perfect.
Yes.
So Robin, yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for making me do that. Not making me, but encouraging me. Inviting me, because I next time you go, I'd like to go. So if you can keep inviting me, if you don't mind the company.
No, not at all.
Maybe I'll start running, and then
you don't have to. I mean, everybody is at their own pace.
But I think it's great. So I why don't you tell people and encourage people, because that's your thing. and you introduced it to me. I know there's many other people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic thing. So why don't you tell others to do the same thing? Because you were telling other people on the beach as well.
Well, when they're passing by and they think that I'm picking up seashells, they're like, "Oh, let me see the seashells that you're picking up." I'm like, "Actually, I'm picking up trash." The very first time I ever did it was a long time ago. And what I did, I was so astounded by how much trash there was on the beach that I actually did an art display of it. Like I lined up all the straws and all the bottle caps and all the cigarette butts.
I think you spelled something out, right?
I don't remember. I don't know what I did.
I almost remember. I think it was like keep the beach clean or something like clean beach or
something. Yeah, they're definitely. Something. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. It was so long ago that I don't know. It was a long time ago,
and you still do this.
The first time I actually posted something, I don't think that I wrote anything. I think I just put like one bag of trash, quarter of a mile, half an hour of your time. So something like that was the first time I actually posted about it. But I've been doing it since I was a little girl.
And you still post it, right?
So I did a photo series of just all the trash that I was finding, which was kind of scary because I run barefoot on the beach. And Rosie is here.
Rosie's here.
Hello. Hi.
Right here.
Yes,
right
yes,
here.
yes.
Let me hang up. It's like echoing and like.
Oh yeah, I can.
In so many different ways.
There we go. Rosie's gone.
Hello.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna narrate. Alexa's hugging Rosie. I'm hugging Rosie. We're passing out bottles of wine on a Sunday morning.
I brought you guys. Let me put this on here.
Oops.
Rosie's in the house.
Oh, I'm all.
Don't break the one phone that works right now.
I know. Well, it is cracked, so.
Mine is too. I feel like that's like the thing. That's like the new thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
the eye crack.
Yeah.
I tell people it's a Spider-Man edition
got
with it. I brought you guys some Easter candy.
Aw, sweet.
Thank
you.
Shout out to Jelly Belly.
Jelly belly.
Seriously.
They're like
Watermelon is the
portion
best one.
controlled, but it's like no one eats 3 jelly beans. It's crazy. Anyways,
okay,
hi guys, I'm here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Let's adjust this.
This is the
on
first
my-
time you're meeting Robin.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet
Very
you.
nice to meet you
Finally.
too. Yes.
So let's get this show going real quick. Again, the number to call in is 818-602-4929. I'm glad you made it in safe. By the way, she was talking. It was totally safe. It was hands-free, so I don't want anyone to freak out.
I had my headphones on that are now tangled in other headphones, but we'll figure that out later.
We have a call. Let's see who it is. Hello, caller. Can you please give me your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Caroline, and I'm calling from Texas.
Hi, Carolyn. Are you from Texas? It's from a video.
No,
Okay.
I'm from the city of McKinney.
Oh, wow. Awesome. I've never heard of that. I'm just pretending.
Oh, really? I used to live in California. It was beautiful.
Oh, you did? Well, what part
I
of
know
California?
that's where you guys are right now. So.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Did you have a question for us or me or any of us?
Actually, I did. I wanted to ask, how fun is it for you to do your voices?
On a scale from 1 to 10, it's like a 23. It's so fun because I can be so many different people and characters. Yeah, it's something that I've done since I was a lot younger too. I used to drive my parents crazy. I'm sure I still do.
Do you have a favorite voice of hers?
No, not that I can think of.
They're all just amazing.
I also
No,
wanted to tell you that I comment on your videos all the time. I love watching them, and I just love you in general, and I'm so glad I got to talk to you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I love you back. Hopefully, I try to answer as many comments as I can, so comment a bunch of times so I see you no matter what, and then I'll make sure that I can heart it and respond. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling in.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Easter. Bye.
All right, happy Easter.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
That's sweet. That was adorable.
So we had a call while that call was on. If you want to call back, caller, please do call back. Anyhow, so what is going on?
Oh my gosh, so much is going on.
Seriously.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it. I just am trying to crank out content and
Here we go. Here's another caller. Okay. Caller, you're on the line. Why don't you give us your name and where you're calling from? maybe lower the podcast because we can hear the echo.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Diana.
Hi, Diana.
I'm from North Dakota.
Oh, nice.
North Dakota.
Happy Easter.
Thank you. Happy Easter to you too.
Thank you. What do you want to talk
Oh
about?
my goodness.
That's amazing.
So I had a quick question.
Okay.
I was wondering, since you're obviously getting a lot of attention on YouTube, you know how to do your thing. It's very like inspirational, but I was wondering what your goals, like the more publicity, the more popular you become on YouTube, like what are your goals to do with this new like fame?
Wow. Well, there's a lot of things I'd want to do. I would love to get a lot more voiceover work through that. I actually have gotten a lot of voiceover work and a lot of opportunities, which is rad. I would love to turn this into some kind of regular series or some kind of TV show or maybe a movie.
I can totally see that.
And I want to take all my friends with me, honestly. Like, if anything big happens for me, I want everyone in my life who's been working hard to come with me, because that's how it should be. Like, you know, when you get a friend who's like blows up, or you always have a friend of a friend, and there's that happy jealousy. You're like, good for you. You're like, oh, I'm so jealous. I don't want anyone to have that in the pit of their stomach. I want, and you know, I just love the people. I just want to make sure that everyone around me is taken care of.
That's
so
awesome.
I think that's my big
Yeah,
goal.
of course.
I want everyone to come with me, and I want to make sure that I always have time for my followers and the people that subscribe to me, because without y'all, there would be no me. So I hope that answers your question.
Honestly, I think that's kind of what makes you more like likable. Honestly, because you kind of you're very transparent. Like you can tell what kind of person you are, even though we don't physically know you in person. Like me, I'm all the way in North Dakota. Yet I know you because you're all the way in California, but YouTube kind of brought us all together. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so nice. That makes me so
I'm
happy.
not even kidding. I keep my husband up, and I make sure we have all the notifications to make sure we're all
Notification
watching
gang.
online.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for calling in. It was so nice talking to you. Make sure to leave a comment, and I'll find you. I'll find you.
For sure. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye.
You too. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
But that's down to earth, like, for real, because that's all what this is about.
What I'm hoping, honestly, is what ends up happening. No, you're fine.
Okay. I was like,
What I hope ends up happening is more that you scare scammers from scamming.
yeah,
That would be
video
awesome.
was. Did you guys see the latest video that I posted about the dead bodies?
Yes.
There's actually a part 2 to that. I just need to make sure that I have enough content to
Yes.
That was
put
fun.
To round
together,
it
'cause
out.
people are like, then what happened? I'm like,
It's all about dead
pretty
bodies
wa-
today. Alexa
Yeah.
mentioned dead bodies. Like, her mom stepped on one in the ocean sometime and
What?
dislodged it. Oh, yeah. And then now
What?
you're
Yeah.
talking
wait,
about dead
wait,
bodies?
back up.
For real.
This was like
Your
years ago
mom
when
stepped on a.
she was younger and she is in Peru and
Be
she
like,
went
hola,
swimming
Carmen.
she went swimming in the ocean. She's listening. She went swimming in the ocean and this kid had gone missing for like a week,
God.
or something like that.
Oh,
And she
God.
went swimming and there was a rocky area and she went to step on the rocks and one of them was not a rock.
It was
Ugh.
like, oh my gosh,
It
I'm
was
gonna
his
have a
body.
nightmare.
Yeah.
And so she dislodged it and then she's like, yeah, she got chills and thought of the kid, ironically, and swam away.
Oh my God.
And then, like, maybe a couple hours later, he he showed up ashore, and that's how she knew. She was like, "That's what I stepped on."
Pretty
You know?
much.
But the thing is, it brought closure, sadly, to his parents. You know, because they were
they got to.
yeah.
Yeah, happy Easter, y'all.
Well,
that is wild.
Yeah, that sparked her memory from her childhood of
'Cause
her
we were
mom
at the
telling her.
beach.
Because we were at the beach, and she's like, "Can you believe that my mom didn't know she stepped on a body?" And I was like, "What?
That
like
is-
what randomness are you telling me right now?"
So wild.
But no, honestly, I keep thinking of that. Like, yeah, I hope that it gets to that point where people are like, I really hope this caller is not Rosie.
Yeah, someone's like,
who I am,
gonna
you know,
recognize
like,
who you are, and it's gonna be like getting punked. But like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, is this Rosie on the? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, so scammers are gonna be like hesitant, like, should I do this? Or it's
yeah,
like,
someone
I
called it
can't tell.
Rosie the other day, and I was like, wow, I made it. I'm like, is that a verb, right? Verb.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
really bad with that kind of stuff. I wanted to read a question someone
Sure.
from my Patreon
Yeah.
wanted to make sure. This is from Senator Stern Buffair. I think his name is Nicky, though, like in real life. He has to go to his grandma soon, but he says, have you ever thought about starring in a Pixar or DreamWorks animated film and doing all the voices? Are there actors or actresses you'd like to work with in an animated film? Thanks. I think anyone, even someone who's not a voice actor,
Seriously.
would love that.
Seriously.
Yes.
We have a caller. Look at this.
Okay. All right. Let's say hello.
Mikey, I'll answer that in a little bit.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Hello, caller. Why don't you give us your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Johnny, and I'm calling from Oklahoma City.
Hi, John. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Did you have a question?
Yeah. Well, I do have a question, but I just wanted to say I was watching Rosie's live stream and seeing that she was stuck in traffic, and then found out about the show. And
That's awesome.
I'm
so
here.
I'm listening right now. And
Thank you.
just want to call in, show my appreciation, and tell you congratulations, Rosie.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I do have a question.
Sure.
So does IRL, does that mean or I really love Rosie? Or
Oh,
does that mean
it's in real life.
in real life?
In real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we could make one.
I think that we're
just
going to
for
say
that.
it's I Really Love Rosie. I think that's what it should
That'll
be.
be the TV show name instead of like I Love Lucy or something.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. There you
But
go.
it's I really love Rosie.
You guys
Yeah.
are nice. I like hanging out with you. Yeah, so it just stands for in real life. Just because a lot of scam baiters stay anonymous and hide, and I kind of like to go out in the real world to handle it, which we'll talk about maybe a little bit later as well. So yeah, and I just like to be real with people, and yeah, that's the end of my story.
Well, my friends and I really love your site or your channel, and we'll continue watching.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy
Easter.
Holy hell, that's awesome. Okay, so you answered his
Oh yeah,
question. I'm
so
sorry.
yeah, I think anyone would love to be in a Pixar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DreamWorks. I actually auditioned last week for a DreamWorks project. I mean, who knows?
Awesome.
I auditioned for so many things, and you just kind of have to pretend you did it, so you
Right.
don't put it in your head like, I wonder if I got it, because you'll
Right.
drive yourself crazy.
Right.
So until that question, I already deleted it from my brain that I did it at all. But I guess as far as like who I'd love to work with, oh my gosh. Oh wow.
It's kind of hard.
Morgan Freeman would be a good one.
Yeah. That would be a good one.
Because it would be some kind of deep, like
Like you're talking
movie or
to
something.
God.
Yeah, that would be cool. Or Sarah Silverman would be
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh, she's funny. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's got great voices too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, gosh, there's so many. I would love to work with anyone.
What about Seth MacFarlane?
Oh yeah.
Right? He has a ton of voices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
I mean,
the best one is Brian. It's his own voice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. What about you guys? Is that who you choose? Robin?
I would choose Robin Williams, but he's not with us.
Oh God,
yeah,
that's a
Robin.
good
Sorry.
answer.
If there's
That's
anybody.
all right. You know, living or dead. That's fine.
Yeah,
What
he
about-
is my favorite.
What about you, Alexa?
Someone I've always wanted to work with, and it's not so much just voiceover, it's just someone that I want to someday meet because I admire this person so much, is Tina Fey. I don't know why. I
yeah.
think she's awesome, and I don't know why. That's why. She's just awesome. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like-
she's great.
Yeah.
She's great.
But I'm not a voiceover person.
Yeah.
You do voices.
What? Let's hear some.
Oh, you
no,
should
I
hear the
can't-
kid voice that she does.
I can't do it on the spot.
We have to do it.
Here,
I
I'm
can't
just going
do
to
it on the
pretend to call the
No,
station and
don't
you
do
do
okay.
it.
No, basically what I do is like when they call and bug my parents, I'm like, hello? You know, kind of like that. Like, I can't really do it,
Say
but
my
it's-
mom's taking a nap.
I go, my mom is in the shower and my dad is with my mommy right now. You want me to go inside and talk to my mommy and my daddy? It's just like, that's kind of bad, but because I'm on the
so
spot.
crazy.
But I do that on the. But you know, it's like, so hello, you know, and that's how I answer the phone, and they
And
actually
they believe
think,
it. It's so funny.
That's funny.
So I used to call Alexa's Lord.
oh my gosh. When I was working at a call center, Robin got me good. She called me one time. And she had the big, what was it, like a...
So one of her, so she told me that she would talk to people from London, and then there'd be people from Texas, or like,
Yeah.
so I would do like Southern accent or like an English accent, and
hear
I
She'd get me every single
Total-
time.
I
She'd get
totally-
me
What kind of
every
call center was it?
for hearts, like something with a heart, right?
Heart monitors, yeah.
So it was like a health.
Yeah. So she did that.
She used to tell me these like horrid stories of like, oh my God, this person was so annoying, and they were calling me because they were mad because it was like.
So it was like customer service.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't. It wasn't like telemarketing where you call them.
No,
okay,
you don't do
the
telemarketing
as a normal
Not that there's anything
thing.
wrong with it, but yeah, it was an inbound call center.
Right. Okay.
And
so she's crying.
She get
Robin
me
is
every
crying, and she hasn't even told the story yet.
Every single time.
I need the story and I need the voice.
I can't do the voice. I wish I could. I can't. I would.
You had me go hello.
She's crying, laughing, guys.
Because she would, it's been years, but she would tell me, she'd be like, this person was so mad that they called because it was like, I don't know, it was in the UK, so it was like the opposite.
Yeah.
And they were like obviously upset because you have to like be on US time. And she'd be, this person, I think like Emma, or I don't know what it was, but like she would give me the name of the person that would be like the rep that would always call to represent the company. And then she'd be like, and she would start off nice and then she'd get really bitchy. And I was like, okay. So then I would call in every once in a while and just like mess with her. And I'm like, hey, how's your best friend? And she'd be like, what? And she's like, and I was like, yeah. Are you going to have lunch with her today? And then like, I couldn't hold it anymore. And then I would.
That's funny.
I worked at one time for this office product place and it was literally like The Office. Like the show The Office.
Oh my goodness.
But
do not name it.
I'm not going to name it.
It's still in business.
It's still in business. But that's how bad it was. Because The Office, watching it, it's good for comedy. But living it in real life is not good.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And she got me there too. She called one time acting like she was from Texas. And she was
somewhere from the South.
Somewhere from the South. And she was ordering a bunch of paper. And I was just like, okay. I was getting excited thinking I'm going to get like a bonus. And it was.
Oh,
it was like Dunder Mifflin. It was. She tricked me out of a commission. Yeah.
That is kind of funny.
But she always, I
forgot that I used to do that.
I love it. I really want to hear an accent.
Oh my God, I can't.
I
just can't.
No. That was good.
We're not experts like you, but here's my thing. We're gonna take a little deep for a second here. I want to thank you because of what you're doing. Because I think it means a lot. I got scammed, and it ruined my life for a moment, and I had to restart all over. Right. And part of that that's the reason partly that we started this Female Filmmakers Fuse. It's a nonprofit and we started it to help others so that hopefully they don't go through the same thing. And it took years for me to be able to even talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's something that it's out in the open and I don't hide it. But it is something that's difficult for me to talk about. It's not something
you scream from the roof.
Right.
Like it's,
Well, I mean, I used to, and then I got smacked in the face for it. So then I was just like, okay.
What?
And when my mentor that taught me lighting, he was a gaffer and he passed away.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. He's a very sweet man. And he never struck me as someone that would ever curse. And he was this brilliant, very generous person. And he was just like, you know what, Robin? He's like, fuck those people. And I was like, Mark, you just meant it. I was like, damn, you just said the F word. He's like, stay in it. And I was like, you said F word. And I couldn't get over it, but I was just like, whoa. And he's like, no, seriously. He's like, if they don't see you for who you are, he's like, screw them. And I'm like, yeah.
If someone like you existed when this happened, this was in 2011 that this happened. I'd never thought it would happen. And it did. 2011 is when it happened. We just cleared our names.
It was to both of you guys,
to both
right?
of us.
The scam.
Yeah, it happened to both of us. We just cleared our names last year. Ding ding. So yeah, but it took a long time. And the thing that sucks is like it's one of those things that it still haunts us, even though we didn't do anything. We were the victims. So we were victimized by the scammer. And
I don't like that word though.
But we were.
I understand.
I know, but we survived it. I get it.
Do you guys want to kind of sum up?
So basically, we're filmmakers, and we got hired to do a documentary, and then we were given money to do the documentary, like kind of like here's the production money, whatever.
Can you say the ballpark amount?
It was like $280,000 for a film.
That's a pretty big chunk to be.
It
like,
is.
This is probably not real. Like it just.
Well, no, for film, it is pretty much around there, depending what it is.
But yeah, because like a short that I just did. A short.
Real money though. I mean, like.
No, because a short that was only like 7 pages long was like 16 grand.
Yeah.
So that's why this
was supposed
believable.
to be a feature, and we were supposed to travel. So the thing was, it was put in a mutual account, and it was there for nearly a month.
A mutual account meaning
it was both our names. Yeah, so we use it for business and whatnot. So it was in that account for nearly a month, and everything was good. It cleared. We didn't touch it because we weren't ready to film yet. Yeah. Once we were ready to film, we started, had to pay for the travel, whatnot. And so it wasn't until when we got to the location that 2 days later.
So you flew somewhere?
Yeah, we flew to New York. When we got there, we got a call from the bank saying, hey, this check was no good. So then
you've been a victim of fraud.
Right. That's what was said to us. So Robin
thrown up.
Yeah, Robin.
It did.
She did.
And I flipped out.
But you were smart about it because she went to the bank and she handled it. So here's the part that was left out. It was returned. Every dime was returned.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Here's the thing is
you guys hadn't even started yet.
Right. And here's the crazy part. The scammer kept calling us while we were on this trip. And here's where the scam became
blossomed.
known. Because he was saying, I overpaid you guys. I need you to wire transfer me $50K back. That's what the scam was.
Yeah, for the distribution of stuff. So it was really interesting because I actually was just talking to a retired police officer who was also a detective and now is a writer. And he's the same thing happened to my wife. He's like, but obviously she had me. And I was like, I don't have a husband that could have.
I wish we had a detective husband.
I know. I was like, well,
or a Rosie.
I didn't have
to be like, wait a minute.
I need a Rosie. No. This is going to be a verb. I need a Rosie.
Seriously.
In my life.
We need a Rosie in our life. Yeah. Yes.
But no, so it was kind of crazy because he then started telling me all of the ways
the way it works.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, what if your mind doesn't work like that? Or what if you're new to something? Like,
what if you're nervous or desperate or distracted? It's like it could take one little thing to not pay attention the way you normally do.
Well, the thing is like...
That was the hardest part. It was that knowing that it was something that like contractually was legitimate and structurally legitimate.
Everything,
and then
everything correlated to looking like this is real.
And you met the guy in person, right?
I did.
Robin did.
I met with him twice.
So here's the thing. The check cleared. So it wasn't like... And it took them nearly a month for them to realize, oh, wait, this is a bad check. Yeah. So it was sitting in the account.
That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it blew my mind. And the thing is that when we traveled back, and I got to thank Robin's family, was the reason why we were able to come back with our crew.
Okay, so both of you guys and your entire crew flew to a location, and you were stuck there, and then had no money on hand.
Correct.
To get back home.
Because basically when we returned everything, that included assets that were our own. Yeah. Because we had already spent money. So it's kind of like, here you go. Who does that? Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, unless you got scammed. So it's kind of like, holy crap, what do we need to do? And that's how we were. Like, tell us what to do.
Right.
Should we? And she said, the first thing Robin said was, should I call a lawyer? And they were like, no, you're fine. We know that you were a victim of fraud.
The bank said that?
The bank said that. This was all recorded.
Oh my God.
We get back home about a week later. After we arrive home, we get a call and they say, from a detective, and he says, hey, we got the guy that scammed you. We need you to come in for a lineup, and then we need a written statement.
And you're like, rad, they got him.
We're excited.
That's exciting.
Exciting. We get there, and they separate us. They pull me in first. I'm the first person they arrest.
What?
Yes. They said, we know you did this. You've been doing this your whole life. And I'm sitting there.
Wait, they like tricked you?
Yes.
Yes.
I was 35, and I'm sitting going like, I'm 35.
Crying.
Why would I do this? Like, because he's like, you do this your whole life, and I'm like,
what does that even mean?
Right? I was like, what are you talking to me? He's like, I was investigating. The detective said this. I'll never forget. I was investigating this case for 3 days, and I know everything about you. And I was like, I'm 35. I don't know everything about me. I'm still learning every day. Like, how is that possible?
You're like, I've never even gotten like a speeding ticket. Probably like
I did. Oh, I definitely have.
Well, then you're a criminal.
Totally.
But I'm just saying it was something that was very difficult for us that we went through. We were there for 6 months.
Oh my God.
Because we were fighting it the whole time. Our attorneys finally
did
we
had to have things subpoenaed because the detective was holding back evidence, and then it was just
odd.
It's definitely
the detective wasn't helping at all. He was like
the detective was part of the person I think that wrote the what is it called, the press release. He did a press release that was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, within the first
24 hours
that
just
we
like
were arrested.
Gossipy and rude
kind
of thing?
It was the craziest thing. So remember, the amount was 280.
Jeez.
Okay?
Yeah.
He was like, we went on shopping sprees. We were staying at the best hotels. Like, I love the Marriott. I'm a member. I get points.
Shout out.
That's
to you by
but
the
it
Marriott.
was. But he made it sound like we were at the Ritz or the Plaza, and it wasn't like that. We were getting points, using my points, and that's why we were staying at the Marriott. And it was the cheapest hotel we can find that was decent for us and our crew. So it wasn't an Airbnb wasn't in existence at the time, because then we would have gone that way. So it was that shopping sprees, all this stuff, and then throw in a $3 million house. Please do the math. Tell me how that adds up.
Yeah.
Tell me how that adds up.
Also, that's like so obvious. Like if you were to steal that money and be like, okay, I'm just going to plant it in some weird accounts and grow it and separate the money, whatever, that would make, I mean, guys, don't do that. I'm not giving you tips.
I was going to say, whoa, she kind of knows.
Like if you were to be, because
Rosie,
you kind of have to get in the mind of a scammer, like what they would do. And it's like, if I were to do something like that, I would like separate all the money or like.
But do the math. It's 280.
But that's not even possible.
None of it adds up.
And like, why would you buy a house with scammed money that's literally the size of a house of evidence? Of like,
it doesn't add up.
That's wild. So the detective was like on this weird.
I think he got
on the scammer's side or something.
I believe he got a what is it called?
A promotion?
Promotion, thank you. He got a promotion after this happened.
What?
I mean, it was in a small city that nothing happens. And this was the biggest thing that happened to them. The only reason why it was there is because that's where we happened to make the deposit of the check. Yeah. That's the only reason why it affected that city, that detective. Our attorney said, if this happened in LA, because this happens so often, especially with the entertainment industry, they would have known right away. And they would have known that you guys were the victim of fraud, and you guys would never have gone this far.
So that small town or something is just bored, basically.
That's exactly what it is.
So wait, why didn't you get a detective in LA? Because when it happened, you were in that a different city.
Yes.
So you can't
get
a detective in LA.
It was in their jurisdiction.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like they put you in a location to where
you would fail.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Oh, that's wild.
And what was it, like 2 months, 3 months after we got out?
Scam.
No, so 2 or 3 months after we got out, our attorneys called us and said that they were now witnesses of ours.
So y'all did time.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done anything illegal or anything bad in my life, still to this day. And Robin's the same. Minus the speeding ticket. Moving violation. But other than that, that was it. And the fact that so I was going crazy. I was super depressed, suicidal, to be honest. I mean, there was thoughts. We were talking to each other when we would write each other, because we weren't like,
oh my God,
saying like, this is what I'm going to do because I can't stand this. Why are we here? Every time it'd be like, no, the justice system knows what they're doing. And then like, okay, it effed up again. So that's what we dealt with. And 2 or 3 months afterwards, when we got out, our attorney said that they were now our witness because they had witnesses as well in their law firm that were there, and it was on speakerphone. I think they recorded it, where they're talking to the detective, and they said, hey, we found these letters, and it looks like you were in communication with the scammer while these girls or these ladies were in jail. How did that happen? Because they kept saying it was us, and they're like, how is that when they have no access to computers?
Right.
You know, and so why didn't you present this as evidence? Because they had no evidence. The evidence that they had was a laptop with movies that I watched, and one of them was Catch Me If You Can, for example. So it's kind of like, well, she watched Catch Me If She Can, or Catch Me If You Can, so obviously she did something with fraud. That's where she learned.
That's a good voice.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, she just threw a voice.
I'm just going to go. Wow.
Yeah. So it was interesting, and so the detective said, if you fight this, if you reveal this, I will ruin their lives.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you finally cleared your name last year.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened in 2011.
2011.
So you met the guy in person then?
Yeah, apparently.
I want to find him.
Well, apparently he's in Canada. At least that was what the detective was saying.
A new detective.
Yes.
Yeah, because they traced the
emails and all the stuff. So I was just like, okay. I was like, well, he was here, so
How old was he? What does he look like? Like, let's find him.
Unfortunately, he's very.
Is he kind of hot?
No. No, he's an older white guy.
Tinder swipe to the. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. He's pretty bland. It's pretty much like an average Joe type of guy.
So there's nothing like.
Nothing outstanding about him.
So he's not unique or special.
No, unfortunately.
Dang, I want to help you guys find him.
Great.
I mean,
that would be great. I just my thing is we started this Female Filmmakers Fuse so that this doesn't happen to others.
Well, there was also the basis of like a community of finding people we can trust and rely on, and
that
not
can trust us back.
That's got to change everything moving forward with the decisions you make and the way you make decisions.
Oh yeah. I mean, we didn't come out of the house when we were out for like nearly a year, right? We were scared. Well, I mean, you got to understand.
I didn't touch a camera for a good solid year.
Wow.
I don't think I didn't leave. I didn't leave. Like, if I left the house, it was to be with my family. And that was about it.
So he like stole a lot of your life. Like,
well, he definitely ended my first career, which I was already starting to close out, and my entire community knew where I was shifting to. And I was just waiting for one kid that I had promised that I would teach. And
so you used to be a teacher. Yeah.
Teacher of the year. Literally that year she was teacher of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's really something that angers me now. Like it hurts because it's like so frustrating, and like to go into the logistics of the way my brain works is like logically I'm just like wrapping my head around this, like how could I have gotten like around this? How could have I avoided this? How could I have like not been so dumb? Because that sucks to feel like this was a cause and effect type of situation.
You just feel so violated.
Well, plus like I was born and raised Catholic, so like I just have this really heavy Catholic guilt, which like since this all happened, I actually haven't been back to church just because like I'm so angered by it, because I'm just like, why would this happen? And the only takeaway definitely was like my dad and my mom had a really bad divorce, and my dad like pretty much disappeared off the face of the earth for like the 3 years prior to it. And the one good thing that came out of it was that he came back for me to support me.
That's really interesting that happened.
Yeah, and that's the only good thing
the
that I can say.
The psychological thing too is like, you're right, you mentioned the whole Catholic guilt. I kept questioning, like, you know, things happen for a reason. You said that in the beginning of the show. And I'm saying, yeah, things happen for a reason. What's the reason? Like, why am I here? Why did this happen? I kept thinking, and then I was thinking I must have done something bad in my life. And so I was thinking back, what did I do when I was a kid? And I wrote apology letters. Like, literally, I wrote apology letters to my brothers, to anyone that I felt like I wronged.
Yeah.
One of them, I'm trying not to cry.
That's okay to do. It's like, it's life.
So my brother, when I was younger, ice cream man was coming by, and my brother had a collection of dimes. And I was like, oh my God, I want ice cream. So I took his dimes. That was the only, like, that was the time that I stole money. So I took the dimes and I went and got the ice cream. So when my brother went to get his collection of dimes, because they were rare, he was like, where are my dimes? And he couldn't find it. And he was so upset because he took years to collect them. And I bought a freaking ice cream with it for me and my younger brother. This is one of my older brothers. And I wrote him and I said it was me, because when I was younger, I didn't tell him. You know, he was
but
just
you were
like,
little.
I was, but I felt that was the reason why I was there.
No, don't think like that. I feel like, I mean, not to get religious or whatever, but it is Easter, so if there's a time, a lot of people wonder, like, why does God let something like this happen to me? Like, why me?
We got a caller.
Okay.
So weird.
One second.
Yeah.
They can call back. I'm talking.
Go.
Yeah, call back in a little bit. I feel like a lot of times, like, God will choose people who are strong enough to get through something. To be an example to the people that maybe won't be strong enough. And it takes a real story and it takes real pain. And it kind of, like, he'll cultivate that kind of foundation for someone else to hold on to, to see an example. And, you know, it's like so annoying to be like, well, you can use the bad situation for good. You're like, it's easier said than done. Like, my life was ruined. Like, I didn't want to live. Like, I didn't leave the house, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, some good things did come out of it. You know, like your dad came back into your life, which is amazing. And, you know, we're all here together in this moment. And like, I feel so emotional. But I honestly do think that God will choose people strong enough to get through something, even though it's not easy. Because some people, that could happen to them and they're not strong enough. But having you guys to look up to and to see, wow, that happened, and they're amazing women, they're strong women, they're in a good spot now, they've gone through all this, their character has changed, you're a lot stronger in ways that you wouldn't have been at this time. Of course you would still be as strong, but like the different things we go through strengthens us in different ways and shapes us exactly who we're meant to be in the exact right time. And it's painful to get there, but you know, it's hard not to be angry with God in a situation like that, because you're like, that was effed up, like what the heck? But it's like, imagine the people that have gone through something like this and are like, oh my God, they want to reach out to you, and like you can help shape so many lives and maybe make a film about this and change, you know, make quadruple the amount of money and give half of it away, and you know what I mean? So there's a reason, and it's wild and it's painful, and it did bring up things for you.
It did. I mean, it really did. And the thing is, that's why I want to circle back to you. That's why I feel like a connection. And I didn't open up to you, obviously, until later. But I felt a connection because it was therapeutic watching you do what you do. Because I'm like, that's amazing. I wish I had that when this happened. Yeah. You know, and so that's why I want to thank you for that, because it helped me.
I want to give you a hug. Of course.
We have a caller again.
Okay,
let's get the
you got
caller. You're on the air. Sorry, can I get your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name's Tamara.
Hi, Tamara.
Calling from right outside of Austin, Texas.
How are you?
I'm good.
Happy
Easter. I got some kind of notification, and it was about scammers for Rosie, and I was like, oh, let me see what this is, and I clicked on it, and I listened for the first time, and I've been a subscriber ever since. It's only been, I don't know, a month or so.
Yay.
But I actually just got scammed.
Oh, no.
And thankfully, I had people that, you know, shook me and was like, no, don't do that. I was trying to sell a car for the first time on Craigslist. And
fucking Craigslist, dude. That's what got me too.
It was terrible. So he texted me and asked me about it. He says, don't worry about the money. I'll send it to you. What's your address? And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But I gave him my address. I was planning to move anyway. I wasn't worried about it. So
this is already getting spooky.
Huh?
This is already getting kind of spooky.
I know, right? And so he sent the check in the mail, and I was trying to sell the car for $2,000. He sent it for what I think it was $3,500. I was like, well, that's weird.
I see where this is going.
And the guy was pushing it. He was like, have you sent it yet? Have you taken it to the bank yet? Or, you know, let me know when you do so I can push it through and make it go faster. And I was like, oh my goodness. Next thing I know, a week later, I get another check from another guy, somebody else, totally different. And it was weird. It was like, he said he was in California, but the letter came from Florida. And whoever the bank was, or the whatever, was in, like, I don't know, North Carolina or something like that.
Yeah.
Weird. And then so I ended up getting 3 checks for $3,500. Now,
which in any other situation would be like rad.
If it was legit, I'd be great. Yeah, it'd be exciting. But thankfully, I haven't cashed them. I still have them, actually. And I just was totally baffled by the fact that one person contacted me and I get 3 checks in the mail.
That's crazy.
So that's where it stands. Like, you just have these probably very fake checks just in a drawer.
And it's so hard for me not to try and go to some check cashing place.
Yeah, it's fake.
No, don't do it. That is not
a fake check.
Definitely not worth it. I'll tell you that right now.
Send me photos of. You can send me, DM me on Instagram at IRL Rosie, and just DM me the photos of the check, and I'll try to help you and see what's going on.
Okay, yeah, I took pictures of the check with the packaging behind it, and like of just the check by itself too, all 3 of them. And I actually, I know what it was. I saw it on Facebook, and it was somebody else posting your video. And I had to actually like go to yours in order to subscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
But at first, before I figured out that it was a share, I posted on there a comment saying I would love for you to get these scammers back.
Yeah. Well,
and I never got a response.
Go ahead and DM me. DM me at IRL Rosie on Instagram, and I'll see what I can do to help you.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'll look out for you. What's your... Oh, don't say it on live air. I'll look for it. All right. Well, thank you for calling, and I'll see what I can do to help you out, okay?
All right. Cool.
All right. Happy Easter.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
This person, sorry.
So cool. Yeah, I'll look out for you. What's your...
Hello?
Hello, hi. Caller, can I get your name and where you're calling from?
All right. Well, yeah.
Yes, my name is Trip.
Hi,
and I'm
Trip.
calling from San Antonio, Texas.
Happy Easter, Trip.
All right. Happy Easter.
Oh.
Hello?
You could hear the podcast.
Oh, I think if you turn your podcast down, then you can hear us live.
Yeah.
I turned it off.
All right, there we
go. Hey, Trip.
Hey,
did you have a question?
Hey, Rosie, this is. Oh, sure. Yes, I do. Well, first, I just wanted to thank you a ton. I almost got scammed about a year ago, with a pop-up.
Yeah.
And once I figured out I was getting scammed, I actually reached around behind my laptop and actually pulled the battery out. So they had already gotten connection to my computer, but I, got cut off with them before they could do anything. And it really kind of, then I started Googling and found a bunch of scam baiting on YouTube, and it's become very fun to watch those.
Yeah,
I first
real
saw Rosie.
fun.
I think Rosie, you came to prominence about the second week of March, and it was kind of just watching your meteoric rise was pretty fun. I'm a fellow YouTuber and have a small channel, and it was just really cool to watch you come on the scene and just kind of blow it up, so to speak. And just wanted to thank you for what you're doing, and thank all the scam baiters out there that are, helping.
Shout out to the other scam baiters. There's
mess
some really
these
good
guys
ones.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a scam baiting YouTube channel, or is it just all different kinds?
No, I don't. I'm actually I've got a channel that's all about motorcycling. I've got a little bit of humor in it. It's called Trip on Two Wheels, Trip with Two P's.
Oh, all right.
Little plug
it. Yeah.
So,
well, I'll check that out.
So it's just kind of cool. And I just wanted to tell you that when I was a kid, about before my voice changed, and I still do some voices, but I did a lot of radio work.
Oh,
and
okay.
I got to meet my hero in the Chicago airport in O'Hare. Gosh, this is probably 30 years ago. I got to meet Mel Blanc, who did all of the Warner Brothers voices.
Wow.
And
awesome.
we sat there waiting to get on the plane, and he must have done 50 or 60 voices for me in about 10 minutes.
That's
and I was
such a
just
life
blown
moment.
away.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Do you have any influences? I mean, anybody that in the voice acting world or impersonations that sort of kind of inspired you to do what you do, or was it just natural talent you found it?
Tara Strong's one of my main influences. She does a gajillion cartoons. She's like Powerpuff Girls, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably my favorite. And then Nancy Cartwright from The Simpsons. She's,
by the way, you did
very
really
cool.
awesome, like Bart and Milhouse.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so
Actually, I actually have a friend who used to date Yardley Smith about 20.
Oh,
20
really?
Actually,
Lisa
he was
Simpson.
engaged to Yardley Smith about 25 years ago. So
that's rad. Well, I
Pretty
appreciate you supporting my channel, and it means a lot that you're thankful for what I do, because I love doing it.
Yeah, keep on doing it, and come check out Trip on Two Wheels
We
sometime.
will. Trip with 2 P's, y'all.
Trip with 2 P's, you got it. I'm still trying to get to 1,000. Right? Watching you go from 0 to 250,000 was really cool.
Right?
And I just wish you tons of success. You've got a whale of talent, and hopefully this channel will not only help you personally, the channel will, but it'll also get you a lot of gigs.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And, I think you've got a ton of talent, and, good luck to you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Happy Easter trip.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh,
that was great.
It was.
Got a lot of missed calls. This is amazing.
I'm grateful no one creepy called in. Knock on wood.
Well.
Oh, we've got 60 seconds left.
Yeah, I was like, actually, we do.
Well,
here we go. Here he is.
I was like, oh my God. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about, or I can always come back and we can
we
should work on this scam that happened to you. I'm like,
we'll have to want you to come back.
I have to pee.
Go pee. We have another call. It's okay if we go over real quick.
Okay.
Let's do this one call last. Go ahead, Robin. Do what you got to do. 10-1. Did I get it? One sec. Okay, caller, you're on the air. Let's get your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Jenny, and I'm calling from Florida.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Hi, ladies. How you doing?
Good.
Good, yeah.
It's just me and Alexa right now. Happy Easter to you, too. Did you have a question for us or me?
Actually, I just have a comment.
Yeah.
I have a couple of comments. I love watching you.
Thank you.
I stumbled across you through the Trilogy Media.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Crew. Yeah, they're a good group. But I work in fraud.
Wow.
And the last lady who called, who has a couple of checks that she received, that's a scam, of course, and actually she can give it to her mail carrier for postal inspectors since it was done through the mail. I'm sure that they sent it priority or even express mail, which it has bad postage and everything else on it is fake. Right. They use a check that maybe it looks like a legitimate company and the return address is a legitimate company. So if you try to Google it, you'll see ABC Distributing at 123 Main Street. Oh, that's good. But nothing adds up as far as sender, the check, the bank, anything like that.
So at a quick glance, it looks legit.
They look totally legit. And I've run across victims who have deposited the money thinking that it was real. For one example, a lady called looking for this piece of mail, and we told her that, well, why are you looking for it? And she's like, there's a check in there. Okay, for what? She said, I put some furniture up for sale on one of the apps, as in OfferUp or one of those, even Craigslist. They troll everywhere. And somebody had told her they lived out of state. They were going to send a moving truck and give her extra money for the inconvenience. So she was looking for that check because she really thought she sold the furniture. Gosh. So we saved her, a lot of headache and everything else. Well, money, because they would have asked for money back. Yeah. As they do.
Because they'll ask, like, oh, we accidentally sent you too much or blah, blah. Just wire it back.
Yeah, which is what happened to us.
And then you're out.
Right. I sent you too much. Can you send back? So actually, she'll be out the money for the deposit of the check and then whatever else money that gets back sent. Along with other bounce checks and everything else, because if it's like my bank account, it's penny to penny, paycheck to paycheck. So.
Right.
Which is 90% of the nation.
So your advice would be to, when that happens, to go to the post office, or what was your advice?
You can give it to a mail carrier if you don't want to take a trip to the post office or you don't go there regularly. Just tell them you can write fraud on the envelope and give it to any mail carrier, and it'll find its way to the Postal Inspection Service. So it's mail fraud. Wow. They're using the mail system. Even if it's FedEx, it's still mail fraud.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's really good information to have.
Thank you for that. We're gonna have to wrap it up. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Happy Sunday.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
So we did get a lot of calls, a lot of missed calls. So
sorry,
Rosie, that means
we'll have to come back. Yeah.
That means you have to come back. We need longer. So tell people real quick where they can find your YouTube channel, whatever you want to extend out there.
IRL Rosie. So just search that on YouTube, and then it's the same for Instagram.
And IRL stands for?
In real life, or I really love.
Rosie. That's what it is. All right.
Thank
Rosie,
you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. This was amazing. Thank you for allowing me to have that therapeutic moment.
Yeah, we'll talk more.
Yes,
we'll talk
for sure. For sure. We'll get this going. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. We'll get Rosie back. She'll come back. Yay. I know she'll be back. Robin, thanks for co-hosting as always. Everyone have a safe and happy Sunday. And for those that celebrated, happy Easter.
Bye.
You're listening to Female Filmmakers Fuse with Alexa Polar and Robin Pabello, only on LA Talk Radio.